Hi everybody, I'm Steve Scott and welcome to another episode of Judo Analysis. Well, hold on because today's show is going to be a long one. I'm going to feature at least 20 of the standing and throwing uchikomi movement drills that I have used over the years with good success for my athletes and students. There are plenty of other drills out there, but I think these are the 20 that I've used most often and really get the best results from. So, and what we're going to be looking at here is a lot of different uchikomi type drills, different reasons we do uchikomi and butsukari type training. A lot of crash pad throwing drills without using the crash pad, and certainly a lot of movement drills because good throwing techniques are based on good movement patterns and controlling posture and movement. All those very fundamental things. All these drills really incorporate everything there. So it teaches good movement basically, and efficient movement, and that's the point of it. So anyway, what we're going to see today is at least 20, so it's about an hour show, so hang on, at least 20 different throwing, movement, uchikomi throwing drills. So here we go. We're doing crash pad training here at Welcome Mat. It's an early Saturday morning training session, and we have 3 mats going. I think we've about 10 or so athletes on the mat. Early morning, it's hard to get everybody together, but here we are, the people who are willing to get up early, and that's what it's about here with Coach Brink. So we have been doing about 45 minutes of good training leading up to this. A lot of moving uchikomi, a lot of moving throwing, and now he's working more on the power aspect of the ballistic aspect of getting good, solid, hard throws, throwing for control and force. That's why we work on the crash pads. And it's also a good time to, the full movement, the full throw without worrying about pulling up or anything. It's you can land them completely on the 6 or 8 inches of foam, whatever it may be. So when you use crash pads, use that as part of your throwing training. It's not the only thing you're going to do because, again, and you can do different types of crash pad training. The guys are doing just stationary throws, kind of taking on the line. You know, how many times, maybe 2 or 3 times through, whatever, depends on how many guys you're working with you or people are working with you. You notice the coach is moving from group to group, helping him. It's the time he can do a lot of personal coaching too.
Front squat.
Crash pad training is a really, I think, an essential part of training for throwing, because you want to develop the power and the speed and strength into the throw. And but you also learn you can make mistakes and correct them here with your partner and help each other out, coach each other. We're kind of keying in on the adults here. We got Kelvin and Mike and Derek taking turns. There are different types of drills you can do on crash pads. What Coach Brink's having him do this morning is really just kind of more of a general practice, work on the things you like to work on, and he'll come around and help. So it's more of a coaching session as well, working with the pads. The 3 adults are pretty skilled and they're helping each other quite a bit. They don't need as much attention as the kids. So from a coaching standpoint, with the dynamics of coaching on a mat, this is what's going on here. Again, it's practice. It's the point of this. They come to practice, and this is part of the practice. Again, the old saying is, how you practice or how you train is how you fight. So we want to train realistically, and crash pads help you do that. They help you learn to throw fully, commit fully to the throw, and put all the power into the throw. So just a general crash pad throwing session here.
This time's for counting. Okay? Whoever wins prize will get a cake. How you many? One. Good throws, good throws, good throws. If you leave your partner in the air, it does not count. I want good throws. There we go, there we go. Keep pushing them through, pushing them through. Now, come on, beat Carson. Woo! All right, what's the number? What's the number? 10. You got 10. 10, 10, 11 so far. Who got 11? Logan. Okay. All right, who's next? Pop up. Hydrate! Here we go. I want good ones though. 1, 2, 3. 4 more. 7. Come on. 8. Come on, 2 more. 11 still the highest. Alright, you guys ready? How you going? Come on, good throws. There you go, Thomas. Good throws, buddy. Come on, Thomas, rotate those hips, buddy. Rotate those hips. There you go, rotate those hips. Next. Yes. 7, 8. Anybody beat 11? No. Alright, 11's still running. 11's still running. Let's do it. Hydrate! Yes. Make it count, make it count, make it count. That's cardio at all of them. 3. 4. Oh God. Good cardio. Come on. There you go. Good, Jay. Looking good, Jay. There you go, buddy. Pull up, Jay. Jay, come on, 4 more. Good. Come on, Jay. What we got?
Here we go. I'm just playing right here. Go on, guys. Step up to me. Step up to me.
You see this crash pad drill, Kenny Brink's junior team here. They walk down the side of the mat. Johnny Dante there, and you see he throws them onto the mat. So he's moving to the side. You can use any throw you want. The drill here is for forward throwing techniques. So here's Mike. You can see the drill. So they're coming along the side of the mat and throwing onto the crash pad. See the kids here practicing. And there you go.
Whatever you want, there we go.
You can see we're walking along the side of the mat and doing uchikomi, or not uchikomi, but full nagikomi, full throwing practice onto the mat. So you watch how they walk along the length of the mat and they throw. Right now the guys are doing some uchikomi Here at Welcome Mat, we make a difference between uchikomi and butsukari. We're going to do some full uchikomis now. Kelvin's going to demonstrate some of those. We come in the full movement of the throw and fitting in, the entire fitting into the movement. We differentiate that from butsukari, which is more of a fast footwork movement drill. This is, we do a lot of you can either pick them up or not pick them up. Kelvin's doing the full pickup on these uchikomis. In a moment, we'll show you some butsukari. Now we're going to do some butsukari, which are more of a foot speed drill, chest touching drill, but a lot of people call uchikomi as well. And they're called uchikomi by a lot of people. We just make a difference here. You saw the uchikomi earlier before full movement. Butsukari is more of the foot speed. And you can see just like this. These are butsukari. Chest touching, open up. We do a lot of these as well for movement and coordination of technique. So it's a foot speed drill very much. Yeah. Okay, here's the drill. It's a good moving uchikomi drill. It's a pretty standard stuff. Let's call it the four-way uchikomi drill. What Derek's going to do, he's going to, and I'll explain it now and I'll have him do it here in a minute. He's going to move Eric back, and he's going to pop him up, and he's going to fit it. Okay, good. And he grabs him again. He's going to move backward, and he's going to pop him up. So, and we're using Shingitai because it's a good one to get into. So he's going to go left, step one left, step left. Boom, come on out, and step one, step right. And then it will be Eric's turn, okay? So let's do a little more speed into it. Let's do some more speed into it. Okay, so it's forward, okay, good, and backward, okay, and left, and right. And that's it. You get to do it on your head. Go ahead. So what we'll do is back and forth. We'll go about 10 rounds of that, okay? And it's great for moving, and pick a throw you like. Shingitai is a good one to start with. Okay. And then one backward. Okay. Shingitai. Okay. And then go to the left. And there you go. And come back to the right. That's your four-way drill. Not a hard drill. It's a good timing drill, good skill drill. You can go as fast or slow as you want to. Okay. So let's do 10 sets of this. I do one, you do one. It's a set. Okay. Let's do 10 of those. That's good to start out that right now. Okay, now let's speed it up because nobody's going to just stand there and just kind of, walk through it. You're going to make it happen. So now we're going to work a little quicker. Now, again, work efficiently. I'm not working so much for speed, but efficient movement. Okay, that's what Derek really wants to do. He's going to forward, back, left, and right. So pop them, okay. Pop them, left, pop them, and then the right. And you should be able to do this drill at a minimum amount of square footage here, okay? It's forward, back, left, right, okay? So let's do it again. But you're working speed, okay? Working speed and efficiency of movement, okay? So forward, pop, okay, back, pop, left, pop, and right, pop. Okay, the reason we're doing Shingitai is because we're going to be doing some Shingitai later. So let's go ahead and prep for it right now. So stick with your Shingitai on this drill, okay? All right, again, let's keep doing several sets of that. But pick up the tempo of the drill. This is where you see the timing get it. Because very rarely will somebody just kind of let you walk with them. You're going to have to grab them and move them. And this is what this does, okay?
One step, if possible, guys.
Yeah, one step. We don't have to, how many, you might catch a sucker, maybe 2 or 3 steps, but rarely you'll just catch them one step and hit. That's what you want to do, okay? All right, so you do one, he'll do one, back and forth, pick up the tempo. All right, let's go get it. All right. We're doing the four-way drill for throwing. So we're going front, back, left and right, or right and left. And there you see it. We did it with the uchikomi where we did a four-way drill front, back, right, and left. But in this case we're doing it with the full throw. And it's thrower's choice. And Eric's doing a knee drop in that case. Okay, keep the flow going, guys. Keep the flow going. There we go. So what they're doing, they're trading throws, 4 in a row. Right, so they're the new guys. Boom, that didn't work out so great. That happens. Okay, that's why you come to practice.
I wanted to switch arms.
Do what you gotta do.
And this is our 4-way drill. He did it front and back. Now he's going to do it sideways. And he moved to his left. Now he's going to move to his right. So, and then it'll be Eric's turn. Front, back, right and left. Good, clean throws. We're not using the crash pads on this one. We're relying on good ukemi skills to make sure we land safely, which we advise everybody to do. There he stepped it one way. I'm not sure where Eric stepped in there. He stepped him backward. Now he's going to step him forward. He's doing Harai Goshi. And he's going to move laterally now. Move sideways to the right. Harai Goshi. And then he'll do it. He'll move to his right, to his opposite direction, to the left. To the left, I should say. There we go. So that's a 4-way drill. Okay, what we're going to do is side moving uchikomi into a crash pad throwing drill. So it's kind of a combination uchikomi and crash pad throwing. So watch Derek. He's going to move Dre down in a direction. Lateral movement, side moving. What are you going to do, Seoinage? Okay, Seoinage. He's going to move him down Seoinage. Just watch him. Step, step, fit in. Step, step. Just keep going on to fit in. And should try to get about 3 in there and then toss them and throw. Okay? All right, come back. And Dre would do it on Derek. And let's stay with Seoinage tonight. It's a pretty good basic to do. Fit in Seoinage. There you go. Step, step, Seoinage. And this next one, he's going to step, step right into a crash pad throw. Whoa, that was a wild one. But you got the idea, right, guys? Okay, let's go ahead and team up. And side step, side moving down uchikomi. Finish with a throw on the crash pad. Go get him. Let's go. For an added dimension to your training, a good thing to use is power uchikomi. And basically when you do power uchikomi, you're adding more resistance to your body when you actually do the uchikomi movement, the fitting practice movement, the repetitive fit-ins, in this particular case for your throwing techniques. And this video is going to show you how to use the weighted vest, the ankle weights, as well as thigh weights. And what we're doing is just adding a little more body weight to you, so you have to develop more explosive power into your throwing technique. The chest weights, the weighted vest, we recommend, just from my practical experience over the years, don't use more than 10% of the body weight of the athlete using it. So if you're 160 pounds, use about a 16-pound weighted vest. And I wouldn't recommend using more than about 5-pound ankle weights at the most, or your thigh weights probably 5 to 10 pounds as well. What we're trying to do is add explosiveness to your throwing attack and add that extra dimension, that extra oomph. Another thing about using power uchikomi, don't do them in more than sets of 10. The reason same as in the weight room. You know, you don't lift heavy weights for sets of 25 or so. You use shorter rep count, and same with doing power uchikomi. So it's just extra added training. It's not something you do all the time, but it is good extra dimension to your training. But let's take a look at this. Derek, before you got into it, let's look at this. This is an odd thing here. These are thigh weights, and it's hooked around the waist there. Can you show where you got it hooked around the waist? It's around the back here, okay? And you see how they're hooked on there, okay? These are, yep, there you go. Just snap them on there. And they're thigh weights with, you know, about 5 pounds. You know, you can different weights in there. So what we're going to do is some cross-body Osoto drills, like we did in the other video with the weighted vest and the ankle weights. And you can see cross-body Osoto. And again, we're adding more weight. We wouldn't do more than sets of 10 repetitions. And you can see how he's just doing him cross-body Osoto there. And there we go. We're adding more weight into the hip area, the thigh area, where you really want to develop this driving power leg into it, and your driving hooking leg.
I can see where those weights need to be at the front.
Right. Derek, can you do maybe a Tai Otoshi with this? And again, you can see how, again, it's the power movement. We'll come around here so you can see the power movement into it. And we're adding weight around the hip area and the thigh area, where it's really key to have weight in this area for these power and these throws. Can you do like a Seoinage, just a standard Ippon Seoinage? Again, with these uchikomis, they're standard uchikomis, full uchikomis, not butsukari or hopping in movements, where they're, or, you know, just footwork movements. They're the full thing. Maybe a Okuriashi Barai to show everybody here. And you can see where the, I'm focusing on the feet, okay? And it's just you know, and again, we don't want to throw. We don't want to cause injury with these are just full uchikomi movements, and you can see how these weighted thigh weights, or these thigh weights, slow them down. But again, you know, it's progressive resistance. We're adding more weight than he would actually, you know, be, you know, his own body weight. And again, don't do any more than 8 or 10 repetitions. We're doing some real direct uchikomis. We're not doing it for speed, we're doing it for accuracy, okay? Thinking like you go into the gun range. Hope nobody's offended me saying gun range, but I shoot, so that's the way it is. When I go to the gun range, I get those nice big paper targets, and I try to hit bullseye every time. That's what we're going for here. We want to hit the bullseye every time. So we're going to do a moving uchikomi. In this case, we're going to do the side moving Seoinage, you know, over the back carry throw, shoulder throw. So can you show us here, start down here, and we're going to start down here, and then when we get to the edge, then Derek will bring Eric back. But what Derek wants to do, he wants to take one step and fit in. It has to be perfect. Looks good, there you go. And he'll set up again, say, okay, am I right there, okay, and I'm going to do it again. He wants to make sure everything comes into play correctly, perfectly. So it's not speed. We want accuracy here. Okay, so go ahead and finish up. And you, okay, one up there. You might even do it super slow. Slow motion uchikomi are really good too. So that's where we can do it here as well if you wanted to. But you see, the idea here is just to get accuracy, okay? You can do this with any series of throws, any type of uchikomi. We just happen to be doing it side moving, very slow, very accurate. You know, before in the other gym, we were using leg weights and stuff. We had the vest on, the weight vest, we had the vest on, okay? Now you bring them back, and we want to work on just the same, real, solid, you know, work on your Seoinage like everything has to be perfect. So you come on back and real perfect. There you go. Whoa, boy, it's nice. Can you imagine a tall guy like that doing Morote? Yeah, that would kill my elbow, but he likes it. So it's really, each one is perfect. We're not working speed. We're working as close to perfect as we can get, okay? That's the idea of this drill. And we'll go down and back 2 or 3 times. Let's go down and back twice, okay? But make each one perfect, or as close to perfection as we can get. Excellence is good enough for me, okay? Let's go for it.
And let's go to Mike.
Mike's again. All right. This is a great uchikomi crash pad drill. It's a lot of fun. And basically it's a pickup and fit them in and walk and throw drill. Okay? So what it teaches you is you're going to come into, let's just say, so Derek he wants to keep his form as perfect as he can, and he's going to pick Mike up, and he's going to walk him into the crash pad and throw him cleanly. So he's going to pick him up, he's going to walk him, and he tosses him. Slow. When they get up, it'll be Mike's turn. Okay, Mike, going to shoot. Good. And what we're shooting for, guys, here is perfect when we walk him down. He's going to do, there's Koshiguruma. Pull, okay? Any forward throw will do. Whatever you like to do. So that's what the drill is about. We'll do one more time each. So just, and you can take, 5, 6, 7 steps. You don't have to take a lot of steps. We're just going to walk the man up, walk him. There you go. We'll go shoot with a sticking the leg out her eye action. Okay, but you got the idea.
Mike got all fancy.
What's that?
Mike got all fancy.
He got all fancy. So Mike's going to do this. I was going to say Nike. He's going to walk him. But did you see each time they controlled the movement entirely? They didn't rush up there and fall down. They threw cleanly onto the crash pads. Very hard. It's a hard, you can do it without crash pads, but it's no fun, And it really is good for teaching good technique. And we do this once in a while just to break up the training, and it's a fun crash pad drill. So you go 3 out. So get your partner, just avoid the post, and get your partner, walk him down, toss him. Let's do 10 throws each. How's that? Okay? Let's get a partner. Okay, this drill is a real good drill for teaching aggressive throwing. And what it is, guys, it's a lateral movement. It's a Sugiyashi type movement. And TJ is going to start first. And what he's going to do, he's going to do a sliding foot sweep on Nick. And as soon as he does that slide, one step sweep, as soon as he does, he kind of drags Nick up. He drags him up. And he's going to drag him up and come the other way with an Osoda guard, crossbody Osoda guard, or Goshi type thing. And then be his turn, and it'll be his turn. Back and forth. We'll do a set of 10. What this drill teaches you is to be really aggressive in a one-step attack. And if that doesn't work, you might even have to, if the foot sweep doesn't work, boom, you throw them partially, or you don't even throw them, you still turn and hit with the other direction of Osoda guard. So you'll see what I mean here. So guys, just demo a few of them. Drags him up, steps in. He played football, you can tell. All right, he played football too. All right, so it's the other guy's turn. He'll step and sweep. We'll drag him up. It's a hard drill. Do one more set each. That's enough for you guys. But you see what the idea is. It's a real aggressive foot sweep. So go ahead and set it up. He drags him up. He steps in. And you don't have to bury him every time, right? Okay, you can be nice to each other. You can be nice to each other. But remember, if you do bury this, the other guy's turn next, okay? We sweep. He drags him up. He steps. I learned this drill from John Saylor years ago. And it's a very aggressive throwing drill. And what is it? Keeps you moving. And it's also a good fitness drill. It really does toughen you up. It's a hard thing to do. So you have to throw quite hard as they were every time. Okay, remember that. And take care of each other. But at the same time, it's not something we do on the crash pads because the crash pads would impede our movement. Okay. So slowly, without throwing each other so hard, let's parse that out just a little bit again. Okay. So make sure you get room to move there. So what he'll do a one step. Yeah, or coordination band. He'll drag him up, and he'll step the other direction. See how he goes with the Osoda guard. Okay, and then Nick would reverse it. Okay, so Nick would do the step for the karate block, and he drags him up, and he comes in, and he turns. And you notice each time. Let me use one of you guys here just to demo. When I throw him, if I throw him sweep here, I'm also cutting from the throw from this direction here. Okay, so I'm really working this elbow. Because when I throw him, I want to make sure sweep, band, sweep, hold, drag him up, and when I step across, I'm really working that elbow to come in like that. So it really teaches me to be a very, very aggressive guy. And if you might actually, I might try this foot sweep, and he might fight off of it, and I'll have the idea, I miss that foot sweep, I'll come back here, and I'll hit the Osoda. So it's a very good thing about a reaction, kind of what we call a Renraku Waza, or combination technique. Okay, you're going in a different direction. So it teaches that as well. So it's a pretty aggressive drill, okay? Let's do a set of, each of you guys will do, let's do 10, okay? You don't have to bury each other as hard as these guys are doing, but let's do a nice throw, drag them up, boom, that's one for you, the partner will do one for you. Let's do 10 rounds of that, and that's enough of that, okay? Okay, that's a good hard drill, and that's enough for anybody. So let's go. Mike, again, we'll stay with the two-step movement. All right. Now, what we don't want to do is a lot of bobbing, and we want to stay good posture up. An old friend of mine, Harry Parker, once told me great advice many, many years ago. Lead with your hips. Okay, lead with your hips, okay? If I'm bent over, I can't do this. I'm out of posture. My posture's already broken. I can't do it well. So hips in there, but don't make them exaggerated. And also, don't try to use your hands at this point. We don't need the hands yet. The movement will throw him. My hands are literally, basically holding on to him to control him, so when my movement throws him, I will take him to the ground. Don't try to pick him up or crunch him or anything. Keep your hands, they just hook to each other, okay? Now, let's speed it up. We're a little faster. Remember, the faster you go, the easier you throw. It's really corny, poetry, but it works. So they're going to step up the tempo. They're not going to try to throw each other yet. Step up the tempo. Fast down, fast back. Fast down, fast back. See that movement? Because what we're doing now, the movement will create the throw and create the posture break, create the balance of breaking the balance. We're good, okay? Let's go down and back several times. Speed it up at this point, okay? Let's go. We're drilling on a Kuriashi Barai. And again, Mike and John are doing it in the foreground here. This is John's actually first time he's tried a Kuriashi Barai. And as you can see, good movement. We're catching on two steps. We like to do it mainly on one, which we will do in a moment. But this is a two-step Kuriashi Barai, sliding foot sweep, or send after foot sweep. And it's a pure timing throw. I think this, if you have a good Kuriashi Barai, you have very good skills at throwing. And I think in Judo or Jiu-Jitsu, to be certainly at the black belt level, Shodan level, you should have good movement. And Kuriashi Barai demonstrates that good movement. This demonstrates clearly how kazushi is used as a moving kazushi to unbalance the opponent. This is two-step Kuriashi Barai, and also notice that the attacker doesn't use his hands. His hands merely connect him to the opponent, and he's letting the movement of his body and controlling his opponent's movement of his body do the work. That creates the kazushi movement, or the unbalancing, disturbing the balance technique. Kuriashi Barai in two steps. The guys are doing now Kuriashi Barai in a one-step and sweep action, which is what I prefer, because generally nobody's going to take more than one step with you if you step sideways with them. And to be able to do it quickly, one step with good technique, is very important. Doing two steps is fine to learn it initially, but as you get better at it, I sincerely believe you should do one step and sweep. And a Kuriashi Barai is, as we can see, one step and go. Again, you're seeing really pure technique at work here. This is what kazushi is all about. You can see here, John, even as a white belt, his first time trying this, he's doing it quite well because he's getting the idea of movement. This drill teaches you a lot. It teaches you good timing for your foot sweep, of course, but it also teaches you to follow through after a throw with a nice arm lock. But what it really teaches you as the thrower is when you throw to have good balance after you throw your opponent, so you can apply good arm lock. You see what I mean here in a minute. If Derek doesn't have good balance after he throws Jake here, he can't do the drill, he can't do the move. So he's got to practice. This teaches good balance. He's got to practice it. So watch this do step, step, sweep, and just go ahead and do your arm lock. That's the drill right there. The good build up for that. But when can you come back in and do it again? It teaches Derek, or the guy doing the drill, a lot. It teaches you good sweeps, of course, good foot sweeps, and good timing, but it also teaches you to follow through. But the third thing it really teaches you is to remain balanced after you throw them. Okay, you got a solid balance after you throw them, and throw them with control. And that's what this really does teach, actually. So let's do step, step, sweep. Good. See how you step right over, you step right into it. You do fancy, weird stuff. Swept, throw. Swept and throw. Okay?
I'm still putting my shin in his ribs. Okay, so it's not like I come through like like that. Okay? There's too much space in between there. Make sure that when you do the sweep, knee comes down, so now I'm right under, or right over, he's right underneath me. Foot comes, collects the head.
See, that's a head sit. You go right into a good head sit or shoulder sit, control position. So you notice he didn't do anything weird, he just was there already. One more time, watch out. He doesn't have to do anything exaggerated. He just squats, sits on his head, sits on his shoulder, and rolls back and gets the Jujitsu.
If it gets a little bit too far away from you, just take a step into it, okay?
And then go down and he'll take you back. So just like you do the normal drill, you take him all the way down the line of the mat, and maybe 2 or 3 throws, whatever, do the same drill, and then he'll bring you back the same drill. Watch your mat space. So, hey, Eric and Tony, why don't you talk to us and tell us what you're doing here? It looks like a, are you doing sumigaishi type stuff?
Yes, it's a sumigaishi. We were working on different grips or entries.
Come right over on top. Yeah. Can you, Tony or Eric, either one of you guys, show me your setup for that with your grip. What's your initial setup with that grip? So show me. Okay. Well, let me ask, perfect guys, let me ask you this. Can you come into that again, either one of you? So you start with a low sleeve grip with your left hand on the low sleeve, right? Your right hand works up, gets his opposite lapel there, nice tight. Okay, and that really controls the far and the side there. Okay, good. And you come in, step across, and knee, and you come right over. Good, and come right over on top. Let's look at that setup grip. Can you do that again, Tony, for us? Let's talk through that. So with your left hand, you take a low, no, your left hand, get your left hand on the sleeve. No, his other, okay, there's your, oh, he's working out of the grip, so there you go. Okay, but let's key in. See that left hand sleeve there? Okay, now your right hand comes under his armpit and deep, as far as deep as you can, okay? And now with that left hand, you're controlling his far arm, and you've got his shoulder and upper body with your right hand. And I see you're leading with your right foot, and you're stepping across with your left.
I'm turning this one, kind of watch it.
Okay, and that pulls out, and you step, and you put your jam foot in there, and you sit back, and you roll. And so you would, when you would sit back, you would really sit back on your right buttocks and hip, and roll him over that side, wouldn't you? Okay, show me again, would you? See, got you. Okay, good. Step. Jam that foot in, I guess. Okay, and then come across. And in a real situation, you would just roll right into a pin. Can you do that? Just flow right into that pin? This transition? Now you did more of a hikomi geishi there when you came forward in the front, as opposed. Let's do that from the side like a sumigaishi and just pin him. Okay, just do your sumigaishi, and as you roll back, now just roll right over and pin him. There you go, right there. Now you just did a hikomi geishi where you did the same grip, but you came directly into him. Can you show me that? So you got your cross grip there. Okay, good. So show us the step in with that makes it different from sumigaishi to hikomi geishi. Show me the step in.
That one was more right one down.
Oh, okay. Right?
step around.
I see. So you step in deep with your left foot. Right. So your right foot would be coming up into his thigh. So your shin, your right shin would be fitting into either thigh. Is it a preference to you? Which thigh is right thigh or left thigh?
It's a little off down to the forward. This is easier for me. He's big, I'm small. If he's this way, I would do this a little better.
I see. There you go. And because you're coming more in front of him, it's more of now we're talking more of a hikomi geisha.
Dragging him around. Makes sense to use it against him.
Okay.
Left arm all up.
Now, Eric, I noticed you're not grabbing his far lapel, and that's totally okay. That's a personal preference, isn't it?
Sticking with this kind of Russian-style grip.
Yeah, 2-on-1. Okay. So you like, yeah, that's a very good control because you're totally dominating his shoulder from there, aren't you?
Right. And I want to step in, plant this thing while closing all of the space between the players. Step in. Bring it around.
So where Tony was grabbing the far lapel for control, you're just really controlling it near shoulder.
I'm just locking up this half of the guy. And as long as I park myself in his waist area and fill the space, he's coming with me, because I got that. So I'm going to get inside, bring my hips in.
Right.
Make sure I'm low and close.
That's a good action. It's different. Again, it's very similar sumigeishi, hikomi-geishi type action. But how you tie them up in this particular case, a 2-on-1 Russian tie, or what they want to call it. And you're starting more from a side angle, but by coming in front of them, you're kind of turning it into more of a direct hikomi geishi, or pulling down the backward roll, as opposed to a sumi geishi.
I'm definitely relying on my grip and step, draw him towards me while I hips.
Right.
So draw him towards me while my hips go down and he'll fling.
So, really a lot of these, they could blend in, do you call it a sumi geishi or hikomi geishi? That's, kind of depends on the situation, depends on the angle of the attack, and depends on your preference. So guys, these are useful as a good hard throw, but also a great transition to ground fighting.
Which direction you want?
That's quite good. There you go. There you go. That's more of a hikomi geishi. Great, guys. Thanks a lot. We worked on this last week. We're going to work on movement laterally to set up for a forward throw. In this particular case, it's a really good way to learn this. We're going to do Ippon Seoi-nage, but I'm going to move them in step, and fit in and throw. Eventually you want to get to one step and hit. It's going to look like this. The first pattern is this, sideways. So you're in grip to the count. I'm holding my right hand on the lapel. I'm starting a half step behind you. That's essential. You want to finish, you want my body to be in the right position. So when I do this, you can do step, pop. Okay, pop. This left hand is a real big pop here. Okay? All right. Pop it, stand, seoi-nage. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, so step, pop, seoi-nage. Okay? It'll be to the right. It'll be to the lapel side. Right? Now, then we're going to change it. We're going to go to the sleeve side. But how I start my body is important here, because I want to make sure that my hips are in the correct position to get in front of them. If I start, you notice I started this way when I was doing this way. If I start this way, if I try this, I'll be way off of them. I'm in the wrong position. So I'm still going to start. If I have the tension to move toward the sleeve side, when I start my initial position, I want to be here. I'm still going to be another half step behind him, get to the other side. And we'll step, step, pop. And when I do that, I have this nice hold right in here. Matt, can you come here and see? This nice hold right in here. And step right in. So okay? So if I come this direction, the sleeve side, I'm starting a half step behind him. And step, step, pop, step in. So I have you just do a couple. Notice he's starting half step behind him. He's going this side first, okay? All right. Good. Boom. Okay, see how I do that? We'll do the Chikomi at first, but you want to get that point throw. Now we'll come back the other way, come back the other way. All right, now he starts a half step behind him, but he's going to the sleeve side. Okay, step, step, and hip, step, step. You see, in each case, we're very concerned about getting our hips in. We can turn our body forward. We want to get that complete rotation with the hip and surikomi, that lifting, pulling action. Okay. Let's do one step. Okay, now watch. One step is going to. This is where we want to go. One step and hit. That's what you have to catch a sucker to go 2 steps with you. You might catch him, but it's better if you do it one. Now we'll come back this way. Now we'll go to the sleeve side. Step and hit. And you see, in each case, Derek was in position with his hips. And the key thing is you got to start right to finish right. And this is a good example of that. So he started in the right position, mechanically, to fit his body in the right time. Okay?
And make sure that foot is up the middle. That step that you take, even if I'm over here, if I push in here, that foot comes right in there. All right? As you pop. Okay? Boom. Right? You open up. Catch. Sit. Right in.
That makes it very fluid. Throwing techniques can be very fluid. They're beautiful things. It's like watching art, kind of, okay? Perverse way, I suppose. But it does work, okay? One more to the right, just one step. Okay. Toward the outside, step and go. Good, okay. And toward the sleeve side, step and go. A lot of people say, well, gosh, that guy has a good Shingitai, this guy has a good Shingitai, she has a good Shingitai. Why? Because their body's in the right position to start. And it's really important, like every throw, especially Shingitai too. All right? Let's work on that. Let's work the side movements, fitting in. Go start with 2 steps, and we'll work to 1 step. Work on your arm. We'll get We're doing here a foot speed drill for pretty much Diashi Barai advancing foot sweep. And it's a good drill. And it's basically back and forth. We'll key in on the guys here. And they're just back and forth working on their sweeps. It's a foot sweep drill. It's cooperative foot sweep drill, skill drill. But it also develops good timing in the foot sweeps. And that's what we're doing here. So you see back and forth. And you can see how they stand there and trade back and forth. It's like I said, it's a cooperation drill. And the idea is to do them quickly and fast because we remember foot sweeps happen very quickly, kind of a fast tempo thing, a movement pattern. That's what we're kind of training here. So there you have it. It's just a short video here on how to do this fast foot sweep drill. And it's just a give and take. That's all it is. So there you have it. And it's a basic foot sweep drill, and it's a good one. So the guys are just doing it, and we use it here at Welcome as part of a warm-up sometimes. And that's what we're doing tonight with it. There you have it. We're doing a foot sweep drill, kind of a Diashi Barai drill, whereas you see Dre is doing them all. So left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You can see how he's kind of doing this, and Derek's kind of moving backwards. You can do it stationary, or moving if you wish, or a bit there in one spot, but we're doing it now moving in a sense. So there we have it, and there you have it. So it's a timing drill. It's a great timing drill. Remember, foot sweeps in Judo and Jiu-Jitsu and Sambo, we use our feet in this way, much like a boxer does a jab. So this could be a nice setup. Even if I don't sweep them, I can set them up as another bigger technique. And timing is essential in foot sweeps, and this drill is a good timing drill. So you can see them back and forth. And again, we're using this tonight as a warm-up. We do this from time to time, and that's what we're doing here, just a moving back and forth. Okay, so there you have it, just a nice warm-up drill, kind of a coordination foot sweep drill. The guys are doing some moving uchikomi in this case. The attacker is moving backward and just doing uchikomi all the way down. And then one guy brings him down, the other guy brings him back, and moving uchikomi. It's a good dynamic moving uchikomi drill, and we do it a lot. It's a good drill. This drill, the attacker, Tori, is moving him forward in uchikomi and doing a forward throw. He's stepping in and attacking. We do this down and back a couple times. Just work on a forward throw. So again, just uchikomi. This is one of the early drills we do every practice, just about every practice. It's a good warm-up, and it's a good way to enhance the technique. You can do this at various levels of intensity. In this case, we're still warming up, and so it's not a real hard, intense uchikomi drill at this point. This one we're moving laterally, sideways, into an uchikomi. And the guys are just moving sideways like this. Soinagi is a good example, side moving into Soinagi. Jake did that on Derek. Derek will probably bring him right back. And there we go. Whoops. Derek's a lefty, so he's going the opposite direction. All right, guys, just down and back twice. Okay, switch directions the other way, so you're working a different way, okay? So you're moving a different sideways, different direction sideways. In this case, they're moving against the grain of the throw, as I call it. John Zabel is doing that on JT there. And again, we're just training, and this is a good warm-up uchikomi training. You can see, in this case, Soinagi on the way back. Derek's a lefty, so he's going to move into that direction. Okay, you can see. We're going to work on a drill it's an uchikomi drill. We call it roll-ins, and it's really good for Ippon Soinagi. It's specifically for Ippon Soinagi. And how we're going to do it, we got Derek on the right, Eric on the left. Okay, so Derek, get your grip, get your underhook like your Soinagi. Let's take a look at this. Now, specifically what we want to work on here is making sure we roll in under your opponent, and instead of having to lift him with a lot of force with the legs, you're going to use the torque of your body, the movement, the rotation of your body to turn him and lift him, okay? So let's look at that. So here's the grip. He's going to get his right hand under the arm, and look at the fist here. I'm pointing with my finger here, and the elbow is straight down. Okay, the shoulders are touching. I'm going to come around the side here so you can see how the shoulders are touching there. If you can see that, try to get a better idea. Okay, now you are starting bent over. You want to do this drill starting bent over, just for the sake of keeping that shoulder contact. Okay, now the connection, you never want to lose connection to your shoulders. To your shoulder, to your opponent's shoulder, your partner's shoulder. So what Derek's going to come in now, he's going to roll in and he's just going to fit in. And he's just going to do a whole lot of them to get speed in that, okay? And that's what we just call a roll-in uchikomi. It helps your ippon, your one-arm shoulder throw, ippon sainagi. Okay, now we'll take it to the next step. We'll get that hook in again. We won't let go. We never let go on this particular drill, okay? And we come in and just pop them up. But you see what's popping him up is the rotation of the body. He's not lifting with his legs. Okay, can you guys turn around just a bit here so you can see how he comes in and see the rotation, the body movement, the turning. He's not coming in and jacking him up with his legs, okay? Now, the reason you say, well, I don't normally do Soyanagi this way, but what this does teach you, this is one of those specialty drills, what this does teach you is to keep very close upper body shoulder control when you do this. And you don't want to jack him up. Come in like the kind of the, not as, not as efficient. So you don't want to, that's okay, that works. But if you lock him in tight, now lock him in really tight to yourself. Just lock him like when you set in, okay, and boom, you come in. Now, in a real application, from a starting standing position, you would immediately go to that. You just go right into that to shoulder roll. Just come in and swing right in, boom. Do it again nice and quick, and you come in there, boom. And that's how you pop it. It's a very, very subtle difference, and you're not lifting them with your legs. Now, this lends directly into doing a very good knee drop Soyanagi, where you pretty much screw yourself in the mat. We always like to call it like a corkscrew down in the mat. Can you turn your body toward your back toward me, Derek? Very good. Now watch when he comes in, the same drill, and he comes right in very quick. It lends very nice to teaching knee drop Soyanagi. So lock in, come in, and see how you screw him in. I'll come in. You stay that same direction, guys. I'll come from a different angle. See how the knees, so what's happening is the rotation of the body is throwing him. You're not flopping on your knees. You're literally screwing yourself into the mat like a corkscrew, and you're not flopping down with all the kinetic energy going down. It's all going in the direction of the throw. Okay, so let's go back to that standard grip. The very first drill you did, guys, it's just a roll-in uchikomi for ippon sainagi, and that's all it is. And you'll say, well, that's not very good form. What it does, it teaches you very specific things to keep great shoulder control. And look at that. Fist straight up in the air, elbow straight down. Okay, now pop them up each time. Pop them up. And see how you just roll them. That teaches you don't have to lift with your legs. This is more efficient body movement, the rotation of the body. So that's what it is. It is it's just a roll-in uchikomi drill. And it's a good one, and you may want to add it to your